Welcome to Partnerships for Profit, the podcast where we bring you inside the world of joint ventures, strategic partnerships, and powerful collaborations. Whether you're looking to expand your network, find new referral partners, or scale your business, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome to Partnerships for Profit, the podcast where we take you inside the world of joint ventures, strategic partnerships, and powerful collaborations. My name's Erin, and I'll be your host for today's episode. And today, I'm joined by Marla Miller. Marla, thank you so much for joining us and coming on to the podcast today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you. So just to sort of lead us into our series of questions today, the first question I like to ask many guests who sit in the seat that you're in is, if you had to describe what you do in your day-to-day to someone coming right in off the street, how would you describe what you do?
Yeah, if you would have asked me this about a year ago, I would have gone into how I'm a lawyer. And I work with startups, but I'm also a tax lawyer. So I do a lot of entity structuring, planning, transactional structuring, M&A, all of those sorts of things. These days, I'm more legal tech founder, a little bit lawyer still. And so I founded 9 to 5 Legal Docs, and that's our startup.
That's fantastic. And how do you feel that the experience of coming from sort of the realm of lawyers to now being a tech CEO help one another? I imagine those two various perspectives really lead into each other.
Yeah, I think it helps that it's legal tech, right? And so it's not too far of a leap. And I'm a lawyer, so that's a natural kind of transition. There's a lot of skills that you develop as a lawyer that translate to being CEO, like critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, all of that. And then there's some things that don't. I mean, with being a lawyer, you learn the law, research the law, and then you help your clients kind of navigate the law the best that you can. With being a tech CEO, there's really no law.
Yeah.
there's no rules. I mean, there's parameters, but it's not exactly the same. So there was a lot of taking leaps of faith, not knowing what was on the other side, coming out of a little bit more safety net to a more real life decision making that had to happen also.
Of course. It sounds like there would be a lot of transferable skills that would result as for coming from the realm of law into entering, again, kind of the real world of, not that the law isn't the real world, but, there's a risk that's definitely imposed there. What initially was what sort of drove you to decide to take that leap of faith and to make that risk, to make that decision to go from law to being a CEO?
Yeah, I don't think it was one decision. It started with me initially trying to solve a problem in my own practice.
Yeah.
Founders needed help. I wanted to help them, and there was an efficient way to do it. And they couldn't all afford my rates, and I couldn't discount my time enough, give all my time away for free. We still had, to live. And so it was really just, I kept repeating myself a lot in consultations, and I realized there was this core base of knowledge and information that I could try to disseminate to entrepreneurs, business owners, founders. And then also in the early stages of a business, your structure, your agreements, they all look very similar. And so that's how it started. I went to South by Southwest one year with a client, and I just started getting all these ideas, and I was like, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
And that's when AI in legal started to really come out too, and so it just took off from there. It's seen a few different iterations. I put it on the shelf for about 6 months, thinking maybe I should just practice law, and then I was like, no, I just have to go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you saw this niche that people were needing, and there's an easier way to be able to do this, and I don't see anybody else creating the pathway, so I guess I'm going to.
Yeah, exactly. And it initially just started for my own practice.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this problem is larger than myself.
Yeah.
And so I became an actual tech startup.
That's incredible. That's wonderful, seeing this problem and that being able to identify it as something that exists outside of yourself, and being able to, you realize, okay, I have the skill sets to be able to help people who are in similar positions to me, and I want to be able to do that. Is that what kind of needs a lot of the core kind of values that you hold in both of these positions, or is there kind of a different core set of values that helps lead you through the work that you do?
In terms of helping founders?
Yeah, like what do you feel is the thing that motivates you as you're going through the work that you do on your day-to-day?
Well, I'm very passionate about helping founders. I love them.
Yeah.
They have so much energy, and they're the creatives, and I love learning about their businesses and the problems that they're solving. I've always liked it. I used to work with larger corporations, and I liked it on that scale, but it's not near as much fun as working with entrepreneurs, right? They're the dreamers of the world. And so it's fun. And I get to learn a lot, which is always good.
Yeah.
But then I also feel that legal should not be a barrier to whether your business succeeds or not, or whether you have the opportunity to grow it. The cost of legal, the barriers that we currently have in place, I just don't feel like that should prevent you from moving forward in business. I think legal is intended to support and help. And when we're doing it right, that's what we're doing. And so we're really trying to give different ways for people to have access to the knowledge and the documentation that they need.
Yeah, it sounds like you really are ensuring that these creatives, these people with these big ideas, you're able to foster those by giving them more accessibility to these tools that can sometimes feel a little bit, inaccessible. And so you're providing information to people that's critical and necessary for them to make important decisions moving forward.
Yeah, and I've learned in doing this that they just need structure. They need to understand kind of the parameters and how it works.
Yeah.
And what to look out for and the structure in order to do that.
Yeah, it's like, open up the car hood and kind of seeing how everything works inside. You help people to identify those things.
Yes, exactly.
That's wonderful. Exactly. Do you have a story or an experience that you could share with us that, really highlights that your ability to sort of give people the necessary tools and information they need in order to succeed?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. Of
course. Kind of the whole idea that your company was founded on.
I can tell you one because it's just someone I've worked with recently, so it's top of mind.
Yeah.
But she founded a company and she had a technical co-founder, and they developed a product and they were onboarding beta users, and he basically took the code and recreated the product and tried to poach the customers, and they had no agreements in place, nothing protecting the company and so forth. Luckily, all of her customers were like, that's shady, dude. We're not doing that.
We're not going to do that.
I mean, that's the good case scenario. It doesn't always happen that way. And then she came to 9 to 5 because she found a new technical co-founder and knew, based on that experience, she really needed to have the structure in place and the protections in place. And we've been able to help her with that.
Yeah.
So
that's wonderful to be able to help in that identifiable way for this specific person that you've recently been able to work with.
Yeah. And there's stories too, when I was in practice of, founders, other stories, not putting the documentation in place or using subpar documentation that had problems with it. And it's not an issue until it becomes an issue, right? Sure. And usually when it becomes an issue, you're in litigation or you're trying to kick someone out or someone has left. And, that when there's a problem, you always go back to the agreements. And if the agreements are faulty, then you may have serious problems. Yeah.
And so, that's the sense of okay, the problem's already started. We needed to go back and do this, from the beginning. Yeah. So, Do you feel like you're able to help people kind of set those foundations then in order to ensure that like you stop a problem before it even starts?
That's the goal. I mean, we'll never have 100% success because our platform is built for some DIY. It's an alternative to using like ChatGPT, Claude, which you as a, not you,
yes, of course,
non-lawyer,
yes,
you don't know if it's wrong or right. That's the problem. And trained lawyers at least know enough to follow up and to ask and to dig and then to go research and make sure and pressure test the AI, right?
Yeah.
Non-trained individuals, non-legal trained individuals don't have that same experience and judgment calls that trained attorneys do. And so what we try to do is provide framework and help them as much as we can, which will apply to 80% of the case. But we also keep a human lawyer in the loop.
Yeah.
So the ability for them to work with a lawyer to make sure they're on the right path, or for strategy, or for questions that they have. And what we're really seeing since we launched the platform is that there's a real desire for that lawyer in the loop. They want to utilize AI, but they also want the human lawyer.
Yeah, so being able to utilize both is important. I see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wonderful. What do you feel like being able to have a human in the room does, because I know that maybe like a competitor might just be like, well, just use AI. Why do you need a person there? What do you think? You said that you've seen a sense of like difference with being able for clients to be able to both consult the AI and then also like the real human lawyer. How do you think that the combined expertise of combining human knowledge and computer knowledge together help inform your client more than if they were to go to someone else?
Well, I think in terms of just the human in the loop, a lot of times the founder, the business owner, doesn't even know what the issues are. They may have an idea, but they aren't trained on all the issue spotting, or they haven't been doing this for 20 years and haven't seen all the issues that could come up, what you need to protect against. And if you go to ChatGPT and just ask for a document, first of all, it's not great at
not a great idea.
And then what state law is it based on? Like it's not going to come back and ask you issue spotting questions. It may ask you some follow-up questions, but not really from strategy standpoint. Right. And so that's the differential in that it's the strategy, it's the reassurance, and it's the ability for lawyers to take their experience, get all these inputs of information, and to help clients make the best decisions. Yeah. And it's different than just straight utilizing AI or one of the other historical like document providers like LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer.
Yeah. That's awesome. That sounds like then there's this additional layer then too of experiential input. AI and ChatGPT, they don't have the experience of being human and being a lawyer for plus 20 years. There's a different level of credibility that comes with that.
Yeah, exactly. And lawyers can benefit from AI and are benefiting from AI. The best use case benefit for lawyers in their own practice is really those tasks that are repetitive, admin kind of task, or first drafts of documents to help them. But a lot of times what that's doing is it's working from the lawyer's database, from the lawyer's repository of either knowledge, documents, etc. And that's why it's working well. When you don't have that repository of information or documentation for the AI to work from, then your outputs are unpredictable a lot of the time. And so that's really the differential in attorneys using AI, because they can train it, they can mold it, and they know when maybe it's hallucinating. As opposed to other individuals.
Absolutely. So there's it's that lens that you're able to see that other people might be blind to without years of training and experience, and being able to kind of comb through whatever a document might say, I'd be like, okay, so this is raising some questions, or this is some concerns, and being able to effectively communicate that to people. So it sounds like it's more of a tool that is complementary and streamlines the process as opposed to a replacement altogether.
Yes, I think so. And I don't know, just in general in life, not even in legal, I see this real like push for people. They want the human, right?
Yeah.
Because there's AI.
Yeah.
It's like they want the human, they want the real, you know,
Yeah.
like it's hard for them to distinguish, or not distinguish, but they want the distinguishment in their brain. Like,
yeah,
you know, and
absolutely.
when you're seeing videos, like, is this AI generated or is this real video, right?
There's this desire for authenticity, for that sense
Exactly,
of human connection.
Exactly. So I don't think that will leave legal either,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it sounds like something, I think that's a very unique perspective that I think sets you apart from a lot of tech CEOs, of this emphasis on authenticity and the humanity, and being able to look at AI and technology as an additional tool. And I imagine that insight comes from your understanding of, I guess, like human behavior and how people argue and communicate with one another from your time as a lawyer.
Yeah, probably so. And probably a lived life experience. You know, like our paths aren't always a straight arrow. But, and I have kids and they teach me a lot.
Of course.
But yeah, I think, when AI was coming into legal, I was like, oh, it's going to replace lawyers. There are still those people that say that. And I just don't, it's just not true. It's really just not true. Yes, it may speed up things. Yeah, it may help them provide better product, or at least quicker, and take out some of the more daunting tasks. At least that's our goal. But it's not to remove the human. And I don't think people want that either.
Yeah. So. It's like how the calculator didn't remove the mathematician. It's just expedited mathematics.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, we all need to keep technology in check to some degree, right? So,
yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's so wonderful to be able to think about. I think that especially like post-COVID, even though it's been 6 years since the pandemic and kind of total shutdown. We kind of had the experience of what it's like to be on Zoom and to not have that sense of authenticity and human connection. Do you think that that's something that is unique to your company's approach to technology? Do you think this is something that you see your competitors really investing in, of this kind of, both human and AI kind of working together in that way?
I think there's a lot of tools on the market that are for attorneys. So necessarily the human would still be using the tech. There are tools that have come out that remove the lawyer, that are consumer facing. And I don't think that's where we're going to win in this scenario. And I honestly think the business owners, the founders, the ones that have enough experience or enough foresight to be like, okay, we need proper legal, they're going to want the human check in it. The ones that don't, and they're just out there breaking things fast they can, they don't care what happens, all of that, they'll use ChatGPT and they'll get whatever they do, and then they'll just go on. And it's going to lead to ramifications down the road. I personally think there's going to be more litigation on transactions. There's going to be a lot more involved due diligence processes, like where did these documents come from? What did they say? Do they really protect us?
Right. Yeah.
And so there's that aspect too. And then there's some law firms coming to the market that there's two terms, AI native or AI enabled, and they're really pushing them, but they're not removing the lawyer. My understanding, they're new to the market, but still there is a push to, I feel the more you push to remove the human, the more that people want humans. It's kind of like you're having an issue with your cable or your phone. You're trying to get to a human. It's
like
that feeling.
Like when you're stuck on an automated call and you're just like, I just want to talk to a real person.
Yeah.
Just put me in call. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, operator, or whatever, or pressing 0 or whatever it is.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. I wouldn't have thought about it that way.
Yeah, I really think that's what it is. And that's what I'm seeing. And yeah, they'll go through the process of like answering your AI agent's questions if they know that the human's on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But if there's not, then you're going to lose them and they're going to be all right. Yeah, in my opinion.
That makes sense. No, that makes total sense. I agree. I'm interested to hear too, as you know, you've gone from this being a lawyer to, again, to being this like big tech CEO. I still feel like that's such a there's so many changes that come with that. Mm-hmm. There's so many insights that are garnered from your position in a leadership position. What do you think would be some words that would describe your approach as a leader and your approach as a CEO?
I like efficiency.
Yeah.
And I like to get things done, and I like to move fast. And as a lawyer, you have to, because you're billing by the hour. So we're like, we got to move. You know? Well, not everyone bills by the hour anymore, but
sure.
As a CEO, so I would go into calls and I'd be like, okay, where are we at? Let's go. It's just jumping right into the to-dos, right? And like, let's get it going. As a CEO, it's much more like, okay, let's take a breath. Let's see how everyone is. Mm-hmm. Let's see what's going on. Let's think big picture and where our energy should go and where we need to move. And it's more directional and big picture. Like, I take more walks now than I used to. I have to think and process. Of course, you know? And I have to get up and like move around or write on a whiteboard. It's actually more of a creative process than just like a task-oriented process.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it kind of sounds kind of like this. It's very similar to the experience that you're being able to provide for clients that you're working with, of this very, task efficiency based, make sure that everything is moving in the way that it's supposed to. That's sort of the logistical, like kind of AI side, technological thinker, left brain thinking. And then you move into more of this right brain creative, taking walks, being more intuitive, the idea of being able to kind of connect with people, the humanist aspect. So there's a blending of both in your leadership style as well. So there's a mirroring in that experience.
Yeah, there is. And it's finding the right balance between the two, sometimes. But yes, I'm a very systems thinker, like especially being a tax attorney, like you have to think of the big picture and how everything works together to get the desired result. And so that's what we've built at 9 to 5 is a systems tool for the transactional use case, essentially.
It sounds like you've built something you should be extremely proud of. Do you have a testimonial or an experience that you would like to share that you yourself are proud of for the work that you and your company have done?
Yeah. Well, we save founders so much money. It's ridiculous. I mean, they could come to us and spend $500 as opposed to $10,000. So just that alone.
I mean, the discrepancy.
We take real pride in the fact that we, in what we're offering, it's not slop. It's not just thrown together. There is 20 years experience going into this. If you add other people working on it, it's more than 20 years. And, we recently had someone come to us and we're running our first investor closing through the platform. And on the call, walking them through, because it's beta, it's our first one. We're working with them to get any bugs fixed. And on the call, he's like, I could really use this for my whole business. Wow. And it's a franchisor, so they have all these franchisees. So it's not just him, it's how he interacts with all his franchisees. And it's document control, it's governance, it's ease, it's replacing all these subscriptions like PandaDoc, Dropbox, Google Drive, and just having it in one system. So the cognitive load of that and the reassurance of that is what he saw and how it could work together in what he was needing for his business. So it's really cool when you build something, and always when you, this is one thing as a tech founder is different than an attorney. You have to go with, you will never get it perfect. And your first product will not be perfect. As an attorney, you try to get as perfect as possible because you don't want, loopholes in your stuff. But so you just have to pick a specific, like, go to market, a sliver of what you think the product really could do. And that's what you go to market with. And then you build from there for your customer. And so I knew eventually we could get there. But we already have someone seeing that we could get there, and now they're coming on as an enterprise level customer. So it's really cool to see that and to get that affirmation in the market. Yeah,
absolutely. That's incredible. That absolutely sounds like something you should be very proud of. But also just the way that you're able to talk about that experience and see the radiation of that pride within you, kind of talking about being able to offer that experience to someone else. Wonderful. We're getting a little bit low on time here, but before we end our lovely conversation today, is there anything you'd like to plug or share with our listeners?
Oh, I'm not the best at this.
That's all right.
I'm a lawyer with a bunch of experience. You should trust me.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
No, our site is live. Our product is live. And if you're looking to start a business or a tech startup, 9to5docs is up. And we hope you at least check us out and let us know if you have any questions.
Wonderful. And should anyone want to get in contact with you or to learn more about you and what you do, where can they inquire?
On the site, 9to5docs.com, or I'm on LinkedIn, just Marla Miller, or TikTok or Instagram, the lawyer Marla.
Perfect. So. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. This episode is brought to you by LeDuc Entertainment. If you want to create a podcast or build your personal brand, get in contact with us today. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Partnerships for Profit. We hope you've gained valuable insights on how to form profitable partnerships and take your business to the next level. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. Got a partnership story to share or someone you'd like to see featured on the show? Reach out to us. Until next time, keep building those partnerships for profit.